Hi guys, and welcome to my kitchen again. Today I want to share with you my recipe for beautiful light Russian dessert, which is honey cake. It is a delight. It is so delicious, very soft and creamy. It tastes in between caramelized honey and cream and is just absolutely amazing. I highly recommend for all of you to try and make this recipe at least once, and it is really worth the effort, I promise you. So if you want to see how you can make one of those at home, stay tuned. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any recipes in the future. I post new videos at least twice a week. To start the cake, we will need a deep pan because the cake will rise at certain time. I will show you when. To the pan we add butter and we melt it on a medium heat. We don't want it to burn, we just want it to melt gradually. Then we add our main ingredient, which is honey. We stir it very quickly and then we can add all our sugar to it. And we stir as well. All the time we are cooking it on a medium heat. And then when the sugar dissolves, we can add baking soda. Soda will create beautiful bubbles of air in our cake, so it will be light and really nice. We cook it for around 3 to 5 minutes. When it starts changing color, as you can see, it will look a little bit like a caramel. That's when it is ready. We don't cook it any longer. We take it out of the heat and leave it for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, it turns a little bit brownish, as you can see here. And then we can mix all our eggs together to create a uniform mixture. And then we can gradually add it to our cake mixture. We add it when the cake cools down a little bit, just because we don't want to get scrambled eggs. As you can see, the mixture changes color. It becomes even deeper brown. That's absolutely normal. That's how we want it. It will give beautiful brownish color to our cake. And then we add all our flour in stages. I usually do it in 3 stages. At certain moment you have to change it into spatula because it will be too thick to mix otherwise. And right now, when we incorporated all the flour, we transfer our mixture onto the floured surface and we sprinkle some flour on top of it and we just gather it all together. We don't need it. We don't want any more flour in it. We just gather it together. We put it on a preferably rectangular pan and we just create a nice rectangle of it and cover it with a cling film and put in the fridge for around half an hour. After this time, the cake will stop being sticky. We can start working with it. I'm going to have 6 layers of cake. That's why I divide my cake mass into 3 parts. Each part I roll out into a thin rectangle around half a centimeter thick, and then I create a really nice and even 2 layers out of it. As you can see, you can work with the cake really easily. It doesn't stick. As the layers might rise a bit in the oven and we don't really want that, that's why we create small holes into it. I use just my fork to do it, so the air can escape and the layers will be nice and even. When the layers are ready, we bake them very quickly, just for 5 minutes in the oven, heated up to 160 degrees Celsius. And when the layers are baked, you can see they are still a little bit soft. That's absolutely fine. You leave them to cool and then you can just stack them, as you can see. And now this is the time to create our cream, the filling. The cream I will be using is the mixture of double cream and yogurt. To the double cream I add a little bit of sugar and some vanilla extract and whip it very quickly. I don't want to have a stiff peak here. I just want it to be nice and creamy. And then I can add my yogurt. Yogurt will give a little bit of sourness to it because the layers are very sweet. So here we go, the gathering of our cake. First, I always soak my cake layers in milk. Milk will add a beautiful softness to the cake. It will really melt in your mouth. It's absolutely amazing. And on top of that, milk is a great combination with honey. When it comes to the cream, if we want a nice and even layers, I always recommend to use something to measure the amount of cream we are using. I usually do it with just an ice cream scooper, so I can control the amount of the cream. And we do exactly the same with every single layer. We put it in the milk, we then sprinkle a little bit more milk on top of it, and then we add our cream. When the cake is gathered, we put it in the fridge, preferably overnight, because it has to stay nicely together and it needs to soften a little bit. As you can see, when I cut the edge of the cake, it is really soft, and here we go, the beautiful layers of the cake. You can leave it as it is. I like to create something similar to a torte of it because it's so beautiful. It just asks for it, really. I'm using a little bit of a nicely finely chopped walnuts, and I create some more decoration with the same cream I used for the layers. And I put half of the walnut on top of the bigger rosettes. It gives additional just elegance to this cake. It is so beautiful. Layers are really nice and even. It is soft after a night in the fridge or 8 hours. It is really beautifully soft. And I want to show you the slice of it. I don't want to slice it too thinly because then it will just not stay upwards. It will fall over, and this cake needs to be admired when definitely standing. So this is how it looks like. It is a delicious, creamy, honey and milky cake, which is a delight to eat. I really recommend this one for you guys. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.